What's going on, guys? Gomes here back again on another MLB The Show 18 Diamond Dynasty video. And quickly, if you guys have not yet hit that sub button, make sure to do so. Like I said, MLB The Show 18 videos are running around the clock. Like I said, I am busy, so I cannot post every day as much as I would like to, but I still will be posting very often on MLB. Like I said, more gameplay is coming. I am just really busy at school right now, so bear with me. But today we are going to talk about a topic, and that topic that I want to talk about is whether or not MLB The Show 18 was a failure. Of course, MLB The Show 18, at least in my opinion off the bat, it didn't live up to the hype that I think everybody had thought. MLB 17, it didn't do well in a lot of people's minds, and they assumed MLB 18 would be a lot better. And I think overall, as a consensus, whether you think it was a failure or not, we can all agree that it did not live up to the hype that all of us were expecting. But even if it didn't, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad game. And let me get into my opinion. I have 5 different categories, one of them being content, gameplay, availability, fun, and ease of access. You guys will, hear more about those as we get to them. But overall, I'm just going to cover all like the variables and all like the stuff in Diamond Dynasty. Of course, we're talking about Diamond Dynasty primarily. You guys know I'm a Diamond Dynasty channel. And then we're gonna make a decision whether or not MLB The Show 18 was a failure in my opinion. And let me know down below before in the comments. Let me know, do you guys think MLB The Show 18 was good? Was it bad? Was it a failure? Let me know down below in the comments as always. But first, we're gonna talk about content. First, right off the bat, Immortals. Immortals definitely, or at least Lee's Immortals. Babe Ruth on. To me, they really killed the vibe of the game because these cards are the consensus best cards in the game. Obviously, we did get 6 new Immortals, and then there's Vlad too. So 7 Immortals that aren't programmed Immortals technically. I just feel like this really ruined part of the game because these are the best cards. They take a lot of grinding, and once you do get these cards, you feel like you literally beat the game, which is kind of weird, but you feel like you beat the game because you cannot get really any better cards. So it feels like, what's the purpose of grinding this postseason program for like Steve Pierce if I already have like a better card? What's the point of like doing anything else in the game, getting any of these or anything at all if I already have the best cards in the game? That is one thing that really halted the content in the game. Also, I wish, this isn't big, but I do wish they would have added more packs. Yeah, they added the finest packs, but these are a ripoff. 30,000, the odds are terrible. I'm not going to say pack odds weren't great. You guys watch my videos. I pulled a lot of diamonds this year. I got some good stuff out of packs. I'm not complaining about odds, but I do wish they would have added more specialty packs is what I'm talking about. Nerfing cards is a big one in my opinion, which they did a lot. I'm just going to pull up one in particular. That would be Jacoby Ellsbury. He used to have a lot more power in 17 and 16. Now he's really not usable for reasons that we will get into in a little bit other, but because of the Immortals, which is primarily the reason these cards got nerfed, to make their overalls lower so the Immortals look higher, of course. Also, I think just in general, the content really got slowed down this year. It wasn't as frequent of updates, especially roster updates in particular. They used to have them once every week. This year it was only, it was bi-weekly, once every 2 weeks, so that, and just regular content drops, they weren't as frequent as in past years. But I do gotta say, the content did pick up near October, and towards the beginning of November, it is kind of dying down right now again, but the content did pick up. Once we got like the postings program, the finals program, the events, these 3 Immortals, Trout, Dennis Eckersley, and George Brett, the content and people playing really did pick up, so prompts to USDS. I just wish you'd still keep adding more content because we still got quite a ways to go. But going on to the next one, we got gameplay. First thing I want to talk about is the invisible wall up the middle when you hit the pitcher. That is the most frustrating thing to me whenever I completely dot the ball right through the middle. It's the pitcher and I get out for it, and the pitcher stays in the game because there's no injuries. And I'm not complaining about that. I'm just complaining that there's an invisible wall that the ball hit at the pitcher. So please fix that. I know that you guys know it's an issue, so I'm crossing my fingers that's fixed for 19. Contact hitters really were not useful whatsoever, and that kind of coincides with my next point, Joey Gallo. And not just Joey Gallo, it's just people with high high power and like no contact or vision whatsoever, being more viable than a guy like this Tony Gwynn right here, who has 36 power both sides, but he has 122 and 114 contact, and he's not very good at all, even though he's a 93 overall. Like I said, that's another thing they already mentioned for the alpha. They are going to work on that to make contact hitters better and power hitters a little bit worse. Overall, I did feel timing felt better this year opposed to 17. You know, the just late be great. It wasn't really so this year. It was kind of just early, but I do think it was better this year. And overall, I think they fixed that in time. At the beginning of launch, it was bad. I really did not enjoy it, but they made it a little bit better as time went on. They made it so you can actually miss bats and get strikeouts, so I do think that was good. The gameplay, all in all, in my opinion, I enjoyed it more than MLB 17. Moving on to the next one, availability. Of course, this is just like being able to, you know, get the content that they put into the game. First, stubs in the game are really easy to make, as you guys know. All of my stubs this year I have earned through the market. That's why I have so many damn pages to the market. And you guys have seen my videos on how to make stubs, and if you haven't, I'll probably leave one up in the top right hand corner. If you guys have not seen one yet, gonna get a lot of stubs for free. Snap of the fingers. But stubs were really easy to get, which I did enjoy, although I do think cards cost a lot, especially, you guys can see the finest program, 500k in December, damn near. It's ridiculous. This card is not that good to be 500k, and just in general, I think live series did end up going down, so I like that. But flashback cards were really expensive this year. Immortals, again, we're going to talk about that. It was just an endless mindless grind, which I did not enjoy. You guys see I only finished one program, Immortal. Being Sir Albert Pujols, I am close on a couple other ones, but I have no desire to finish them because it's not fun to me to play rookie on the computer. But you guys already know how I feel about that, so let's move on to the next one. I wish there was more rank seasons rewards. Of course, you know, we get one card every month. I wish it was like last year where they had like 4 exclusive rank seasons cards per rank season. I liked how they did that. I wish they did it again, where you could have an exclusive card for wild card, one for championship series, something like that. Just add more cards into the game, because they still have a lot of cards left to add into the game, as you guys probably know. And also the last one is the collector programs in particular. The live series, it's fair. It cost hella, and I'm actually close to finishing it once the prices settle from the inflation. But these are what I'm talking about. These are absolutely ridiculous, where you have literally only one item that goes for anything, and I hate these programs. I have not finished one. I haven't had any desire to finish any of them. They're terrible. Please do something, fix them. Come on. These are terrible. I cannot stand those. Raise your hand down below in the comments if you actually finished one of those this year. I would be surprised. Moving on would be fun. You know, fun is important in a video game. Fun's probably the reason that you bought it. You thought you were going to have fun with it. This game can be fun. It definitely can be fun if you're winning, if you're hitting home runs, if you're having a good close game down to the wire. It can be fun. But at the same time, the STSBS can hinder that. You know, when, you know, the invisible wall up the middle. When you have some glitches, your outfielder jogs to the ball. Just stuff like this that they said they fixed, which never really ended up getting fixed. That kind of loses some of the enjoyment in the game, at least for me. I do think, all in all, I did have fun this year. Part of it, I think, is, you know, me being a content creator. You know, I obviously have fun doing this, so it makes playing the game a little bit more fun to me. But overall, I think there is some fun to be had, but like not grinding on the computer versus rookie. This kind of thing wasn't bad. I did enjoy doing this. I did enjoy doing, you know, the Future Star programs as well. I did enjoy that. They weren't that bad. You know, there are parts of the game which are fun. The gameplay was better. If they had more content, this game would have been a lot of fun, but I still did have fun playing it. And finally, I want to talk about ease of access. The servers overall much improved from 17 and 16, specifically at launch. In 17 and 16, you couldn't even get on the damn game within the first 2 or 3 days. It was ridiculous. This year, it was much improved, although I do think there have been some hiccups in the servers within the past week or two, and they have confirmed it where they have unannounced server maintenance. Obviously, they didn't happen as intended. They didn't purposely do that. So I think recently it kind of struggled a little bit, but overall much improved. Obviously, it came as a result to them, you know, excluding online franchise, but in my opinion, as a Diamond Dynasty player exclusively, I think it's alright, although I do think that there's probably a way that they could add online franchise back and still have the servers work just as good. I really hope that they do that, because I know a lot of people, you like playing it, and you know, maybe I would be interested in playing it too. I've never really given it a shot, so I don't know what I'm missing. But going on, communication needs work. Twitter, everything, it needs work. MLB The Show MLB The Show tips, he barely tweets. That's an issue. He needs, or not necessarily just him, Ramon Russell, I don't think tweeted himself one time about MLB The Show 18. Not one time. This entire year. Maybe at launch, but he hasn't since. Somebody's got to be the community manager. Somebody's got to make the communication. Somebody's got to talk to people. Somebody's got to get connected with the community so they know what we want. They know what issues are in the game. That, I think, is important. The communication needs to vastly increase, you know, through Twitter, through social media in general. It just has to increase. If that increases, I think the game is going to be a lot better for 19. Multiple lineups, which I am pretty positive is going to be an MLB The Show 19. It's all but confirmed, basically. It really struggled, especially with playing events where I have to reset my event lineup every damn time. You know, you lose 2 games, reset your entire event lineup, which could take like 5 minutes, you know, and also just your regular lineup. Please, next year. It's going to be so nice to have that, and I'm very excited for it. And then finally, just a UI problem. This is an issue. This is way too damn clustered. If you're somebody just getting on the game, this is a maze. You would have no idea where to start unless, you know, you asked an experienced Diamond Dynasty player. Because look at all this scrolling. There is so much damn stuff. Revise it, make it a little bit more simpler, have like one thing to click on to get to all the position programs. That would be just more simple for people to understand where to go, because for a new player, I could understand that it'd be exhausting trying to figure out where to even begin. But that is going to wrap up this video to get to my overall conclusion. Overall, is MLB The Show 18 a failure? In my eyes, no, it was not. Personally, as a content creator, you know, I was able to have a lot of fun talking with you guys, interacting with you guys, hopefully through the dog days, the winter of MLB The Show. Hopefully I can start streaming again some. I know you guys have been looking for that, and I've been looking to do it too. It's fun. I enjoy it. So as a content creator, I think I was able to extract enough fun, extract enough, you know, enjoyment from this game to make me think it's not a failure, but it definitely was not a great game. It definitely needs a lot of work, and I will be coming out with some videos talking about how they can improve this. A lot of it has to do with the content, in my opinion. If the content was more frequent, if the content was better, people would be more apt to hopping onto the game. Even if the gameplay was as is, I think more people, if the content was a little bit better, if it stretched out longer, if it just lasted longer and they had good quality content, I think more people would stick around, and I really hope that they do learn that for MLB The Show 19. But like I said, let me know down below in the comments, is MLB The Show 18 a failure, or is it not a failure in your opinion? Let me know. Let me get some detail out here. Go full essay, go full English class on this. Let me know how you guys feel about MLB The Show 18. Personally, like I said, I enjoyed it for the most part. I'm excited for MLB The Show 19. I know they know there's issues. Hopefully they can fix them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like down below. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. And there you guys, comes out. Yeah.